Yeah, you already know what I'm about to talk about. The thumbnail alone to this video probably sent some of you into a post-traumatic episode. Got you breathing out of a brown paper bag right now, hyperventilating. We're talking about King Ramsay's Curse. This is the 7th episode of Season 1 of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Courage the Cowardly Dog, as I've mentioned and even made a whole video on, is one of my favorite shows of all time. I think it is the best cartoon ever made, and holds up extremely well to this day. I'm actually rewatching it right now, which is why I wanted to talk about King Ramsay's Curse, because I watched the episode just recently. Now, I didn't exactly have like a full body exorcism out of fear or like repressed memories taking over and sending me into a Winter Soldier event, but it did immediately remind me of how scared I was when I first watched this episode. It was extremely unnerving. And I'm not alone either. 22 years later, this is still one of the most talked about horror moments in all of kids programming because people can never forget how afraid they were when they first watched King Ramsay's Curse.
Return the slab.
What?
Return the slab, or suffer my curse.
What's your offer?
This night you will be visited by 3 plagues, each worse than the last. Return the slab.
By today's standards, this isn't anything to lose sleep over. You're not exactly going to be checking over your shoulder for King Ramsay's coming around the corner asking for the slab. But back in the year 2000, this was the scariest shit most kids had ever seen in their lives. I know for me personally, my brain didn't even understand what fear was. You know, I used to like roll down the stairs just for fun. Nowadays, if I miss a single step going down the stairs, I'm injured for a fucking week because I hyperextend something in my body somewhere. So I never knew fear until King Ramsay's Curse came on. Then I was like, oh my god. This was a show that was watched by millions of kids. It was an extremely popular show. Millions of kids had nightmares over King Ramsay's. That character right there is responsible for some actual childhood trauma, no doubt. But it put hair on the chest of anyone who watched it. It made us stronger, god damn it. But in today's world, this isn't going to be scaring anyone, unless of course you have an intense phobia of slabs, or you're allergic to 3D models or something. Kids these days grow up on the internet, and depending on their parents, some of them are just raised by the internet. So all these toddlers are born into the cyber era and have always had access to the internet, so they're seeing some crazy shit just off the get-go. Like they're brand new to the human race and they're seeing one man, one jar before their 6th birthday. These kids prank each other on TikTok by splicing in actual gore, death, and suicide videos into like other innocent videos and send it to each other as pranks on TikTok. So this is nothing to them. Meanwhile, you have Goofy Ramses over here, which was really scary 20 years ago, but now is just kind of laughed at by the youth, I imagine, that can't appreciate good character design. Just look at how cool Ramses looks. He looks like an overcooked spaghetti noodle wearing a wizard's robe. He's fucking awesome. 20 years ago, 6-year-old Charlie lost his goddamn mind seeing this thing for the first time. And a lot of other kids did as well. Just everything about the design and the way it moves, where it's got its arms like going in full circles and it looks like it's hitting like the whip and the nay-nay, all of it just contributes to a really eerie sensation. And the plot's pretty cool too. It's Eustace comes in possession of an old ancient slab that happens to be cursed, but it's worth a lot of money, so Eustace doesn't want to give up the super slab. So King Ramses pays the family a visit and then unleashes 3 plagues upon Eustace, Muriel, and Courage. And eventually the slab gets returned to Ramses, but it's just really fucking cool. Everything about Courage the Cowardly Dog is just a masterclass. I love the show. I think it's timeless. And this episode, I wanted to talk about it because so many people remember it. It was, for a lot of kids, their first foray into scary shit, into the wide world of horror. So yeah, I just wanted to briefly talk about this and just remind you all of King Ramses and his curse. That's about it. See ya.